Hey now, what's up everybody? My name is Mike Brown, aka ReviewKingMB, and I just got done, obviously, watching Supergirl. Yes, this is Season 2, Episode 1, entitled The Adventures of Supergirl. Now, I gotta admit, I was pretty much looking forward to this episode of Supergirl, and it's funny because I was kind of back and forth on Season 1, but I think overall, ultimately, I enjoyed it, but I thought there was room for improvement. I did think that this show could be better, and I wanted it to be better. I wanted this show to succeed, mostly because of a female, strong character. I wanted it to work. And now that it's on the CW for this season, I was wondering if it would take those right steps in that direction, or if it would go the other way, and maybe because of the lower budget, would it look cheaper, would it not work? Well, the beginning of this episode, it starts right where the finale left off, which I almost forgot how the finale ended until I was re-seeing all of this, and I'm like, oh yeah, the whole cliffhanger with the pod landing, and she opens it. But now we see that it's some random guy. Some random dude that I don't know who it is. I guess it won't matter until they eventually reveal that. They're going to build it up. We see that there's a brand new facility for the DEO. And it's kind of funny because you know why they really have a new facility. It's because of the budget change. It's because of all of that. I don't even really know if they explained why they're changing facilities. They kind of just said, like, oh yeah, we always had this other place. We just have never been here until now. Cat Grant, though, has a great scene with Kara, where she's telling her to find her calling. And I appreciated this moment because Cat Grant in the first season I was very up and down with her. When we first were introduced to her, I hated her guts. I did. But then over time, she won me over. And in this episode especially, she really won me over, just as far as I buy that she cares for Kara. I buy that she wants her to go in the right direction for her life, for her career, to be happy. But she's sort of giving it to us straight. And I love the moment where she's like, Miss Tessmacher! Not only is it hilarious that they're using the Tessmacher character from the Donner movies, but just her delivery of her name is totally what Gene Hackman would do every single time he would yell it. That was great. Great reference. We see that Kara and Jimmy have a date. Ooh, a date. And she gets all dolled up and dressed up, and he just comes over and says, hey, let's have some pizza. And okay, I'm like, let's see what happens here, until she has to go off and become Supergirl. Cut the date short. And then we meet Clark Kent. Clark Kent is on the phone with, was he talking to Bruce Wayne? Did I hear that right? And they were going back and forth, and he made a reference that Bruce Wayne said Great Caesar's ghost, and I'm like, holy crap, really? They're really going there? But then he sees that, like, this space shuttle was blowing up, and so the two of them, Superman and Supergirl, go up there to save the shuttle, and it's the first time on this show that we're seeing them work together, that we're seeing them save something together, and it was awesome. It was. I can't even pretend like it wasn't awesome. It was great. It was. And I love the moment when even Supergirl says to him, I've been dreaming about this moment, us working together for so long. This was awesome. Like, I liked that it meant that much to her. And he said the same thing. So that was great. You see Superman go back to the headquarters of the facility, and you're seeing everybody react to him. I love just him walking through, and everybody just like stands in awe of him, and pleasure to meet you, and all this stuff. I like that. They made his arrival feel important. It's Superman. You better make him feel that way. And Wynn, who I guess now is working at the DEO, which, you know what? I like that better than him working at Catgo. It makes more sense for him to be working for them. But he goes up to Superman, and he references the first Donner movie. He talks about how, great job on stopping Lex when he tried to blow up California. And I'm like, that was Lex's plot, Gene Hackman's plot from the first original Donner movie. I could not believe that they were referencing that movie. I'm not trying to say that this show or this Superman is supposed to be Christopher Reeve Superman, but I at least liked the nod. I liked the reference. I like that maybe you could just say that some of that history is this Superman's history. And I like that. Not Superman 3 and 4, of course. No, let's not talk about those. But Superman 1 and 2, I'm okay with them saying that is the history of the Superman. It's kind of great. The actor who's playing Superman, Clark Kent, Tyler Hoechlin, I think that's how you pronounce it. This actor, he won me over. He's completely won me over. When it first was announced, when they showed the picture of him in the suit and whatnot, I was initially disappointed, mostly because I was hoping for Tom Welling. And I know it's Smallville, I know continuity wouldn't make sense or whatever. I just wanted to see Tom Welling in the suit, because we never really got to see that after 10 years of Smallville. But I digress. I just, that's just a hang up on my part. But then, like, the pictures I would see of this actor, it looked like another guy in the Superman costume, and I was thinking to myself, I have Henry Cavill, I'm okay with him. In fact, I like Henry Cavill a lot. But in this episode, I loved his Superman. I loved his Clark Kent. It's just what he brought to it. He did have that charm, that likability, that wholesomeness that Chris Reeves had. I'm not saying he's as good as him, but it's something that, because we're not seeing this type of Superman in the Man of Steel movies, the current DC movies, as much as I like Henry Cavill, I just think that this felt more like Superman. He had some one-liners. He just was having fun. The moment where he saved those two guys and then he winked at them, just the fun, wholesome, nice guy. The guy was like, we're going to move back to Gotham. That was hilarious. And then we meet Lena Luthor. And I don't know if anybody saw the meme that came out before this episode of... The meme is Supergirl going up to Lena Luthor and saying, "Who are you?" She's like, "I'm Lena Luthor, Lex's sister." And then the bottom of it is a picture of Heath Ledger's Joker laughing hysterically saying, "Really? Your main villain is Lex's sister? Who's next for season 3? Doomsday's aunt?" And it's so true. I was just like, really? We're really going to do this? We're going to have Lex's sister be the villain now? But we quickly find out that she's not the villain, that she was actually the target for these bombings and these explosions. And then you find out that Lex, her own brother, was the one trying to kill her. So then I became more interested in her character. Then I said, okay, maybe there's more to her than this. I find it a little interesting that she's a character. She was raised by the Luthors, so she's going to have some of that evilness or just hard-hittingness to her. She's going to have probably her own methods to go about, but ultimately she may be a good person, and she's almost having to undo all of the sins that Lex has put on her and the name and the company and the reputation. I'm more intrigued by this character. I am. And I'm glad that they didn't just swerve it to make her actually the villain or whatnot. They touched a little bit on her backstory, that she's adopted. When they mentioned that, I instantly thought of Tess Mercer. If anybody watched Smallville, she's the redhead character who filled in for Lex. We found out that she was Lex's sister. Now, they were biologically related, but similar situation. And so, who knows? Who knows where the direction is here? But I found her a lot more interesting than initially when I thought she was just going to be yet another villain. Now, Hank Henshaw, John Jones, Martian Manhunter, I don't know what name to call him nowadays, to be honest, but he had the side plot of not being on good terms with Superman. And at first I thought it was more of Hank, John Jones, being pissed at Superman, and I was trying to figure out why. Alex finds a file, and he goes into the story about how him and Superman found these green rocks, kryptonite, and once Hank realized that this made him sick, he wanted to keep it. He wanted to keep it because now he had a weakness. Just in case Superman or anybody like Superman became evil or anything wrong happened, he wanted that security. But Superman's pissed. Superman's like, as long as you have this, I can't work with you guys. I can't. And so it made more sense. I understood both of their points of view. So we'll see what happens with it. the whole end sequence where Lena Luthor is trying to give the press conference and the explosion happens, the building's about to fall over, Supergirl and Superman are holding it up. That was all really cool. Alex had a really cool badass fight scene with the bomber Corbin, and I was hoping that she would take him down herself, but I guess she had to have the moment where he grabbed her, the gun and whatnot, and then Lena shot the guy. So that's how it was clear that Lena wasn't evil or wasn't the one behind it. So, okay, fine, you did that. At least Alex had some badass moment there. So then, by the end of the episode, we see Kara go up to Kat, and she knows what she wants to be. She wants to be a reporter. And this makes complete sense. I mean, I didn't even really think about her being a reporter. I'm so used to her being an assistant, but that is so beneath her. And so I like this. And I even like the moment where Kat showed her file, her resume, and said, I've known that this is what you were going to be. I saw that in you. Kat just really comes off good here as maybe a motherly figure, but it's just, I buy that she cares. I do. So I like this. They're teasing some side plot of Kat when she said she has to make some phone calls. I don't know if she's sick or if something weird is going on. Now, the very, very end of the episode, we see some random woman in the dark room, because that's not weird, and she has the Corbin bomber guy, and she's like, I'm basically going to turn you into a supervillain. Are you in? He's like, yeah. So she's turning him. She even had the name picked out already. This is where the show can get a little too comic booky, a little too silly. But you go with it. She's going to turn him into Metallo. So we're going to get Metallo. It looks like maybe even as soon as next episode. Cool. Cool, why not? And Superman even said he's going to stick around. So I like this. You know what? This first episode was great. I enjoyed it so much. I don't really have a whole lot of complaints, really. I had fun with it. I thought the action was great. So far, the budget doesn't look any lower than what it was on CBS. I think being on CW is probably the best thing that the show can do. I love the inclusion of Superman. I don't want him to overshadow Supergirl, though. I still want Kara to be the main focus, the main character. So Superman can pop in once in a while, but still keep this focused on her. So guys, I enjoyed this episode. I did. Let me know in the comments below. What did you think of it? Did you like it? Did you hate it? Thanks for watching. Like, comment, subscribe. Later.